Deep in the rolling fog-drenched hills of Robertson County, Tennessee, lies the town of Adams. It is a landscape defined by the winding Red River and a history that feels as heavy as the humid air. For over 200 years, one story has transcended the status of mere ghost story to become a cornerstone of American folklore. This is the tale of the Bell Farm, a homestead that, beginning in 1817, became the epicenter of a multi-year campaign of psychological warfare waged by an entity the family came to call Kate. This was not just a haunting. It was a documented case that drew the attention of state officials, neighbors, and even a future president of the United States. In 1817, John Bell, a prosperous and respected patriarch, encountered a strange hybrid creature in his fields, an animal with the body of a dog and the head of a rabbit. He fired upon it, but it vanished into thin air. This was the opening note of a symphony of dread. The farmhouse began to experience inexplicable phenomena. The rhythmic, hollow thumping against exterior walls, the sound of invisible chains dragging across the floorboards, and the gnawing of unseen animals on the bed frames. Most alarmingly, the attacks became physically centered on John's youngest daughter, Betsy. She was pinched, slapped, and had her hair pulled with agonizing force by an invisible hand. The situation took a darker turn when the entity began to speak. It did not just rattle the walls. It engaged in articulate, intelligent conversation. It identified itself as Kate, a presence that seemed to harbor a deep, irrational hatred for John Bell. It possessed an unsettling, near-omniscient knowledge of the family's private affairs and the secrets of their neighbors. Kate would sing drinking songs during family prayers, debate theology with visiting preachers, and, in one of the most chilling documented accounts, could recite, word for word, 2 sermons being preached 13 miles apart at the exact same time. The family was under siege, their reputation frayed by a spirit that took pleasure in their isolation. The notoriety of the Bell Witch reached Nashville, drawing the attention of General Andrew Jackson. Jackson, a man not easily shaken, traveled to the farm in 1819 with a wagon of men, fully expecting to debunk the legend. The account of his visit is preserved in historical records. Jackson's wagon reportedly came to a dead halt on a clear, dry road, refusing to budge despite the efforts of his team. A disembodied voice from the woods greeted the general, taunting his men. By the next morning, Jackson and his company had fled. He is famously quoted as saying he would rather face the entire British Army than spend another night at the Bell Farm. The ordeal reached its tragic climax in 1820 with the death of John Bell. A mysterious vial of dark liquid was found near his bedside, a substance the entity claimed was the poison it had used to finally do away with old Jack. Even after his funeral, the entity continued to haunt the property, taunting the mourners with songs and mocking the grief of the family. While some skeptics argue these events were a mass hysteria or a dark family secret manifested into folklore, the documentation, the eyewitness diaries, the letters, and the public records of the era remains. It stands as a chilling reminder of the mysteries that still dwell within the forgotten frontiers of our history. To this day, the Bell Witch remains one of the most thoroughly documented supernatural cases in American history, leaving behind a legacy that defies simple explanation. Was it a manifestation of the era's hidden traumas, or something ancient lurking in the Tennessee soil? We may never know. If you are fascinated by the intersection of history and the unexplained, subscribe to Forgotten Frontiers lore. Keep one eye on the shadows, Safe travels out there.